There's a change coming to cryptocurrency, and it's something that I believe everybody should be getting out ahead of. And it's something that you can actually learn, and you can learn this art, which is in many ways a return to the way that things have been operating for many years in the traditional startup space, the boomer startup space, the startup space that was home to companies like Snapchat and Instagram, Facebook, those kinds of boomer projects, which is just a joke really, because they were the most cutting edge, groundbreaking projects that we had on the entire internet. But the way that those projects thrive, the reason why they've grown to be such powerhouses, such titans of industry, is very simple. They had users, they had retention, they had the kinds of metrics that showed that the product had stickiness. Now, for 10 years before I got into crypto, this was the sacred art form. User adoption, user acquisition, user retention. How long can you get people to click on your app and stay on your app? How long can you get people to be a part of your product and to come back? Can you get them to spend their time repeatedly, day after day? This is an art form that is going to become the decider of which networks end up growing to be the biggest. Because in the end, all of this infrastructure, it's kind of like plumbing in the walls. It's kind of like the electrical grid that runs our houses, that runs our storefronts. But people don't go to the store because they want to experience really good plumbing. Well, maybe some people. But the reality is that you mostly go to the store because there's something you want to buy. You want to go watch a movie at the movie theater. You want to go do something that is a product offered by that establishment. However, the reality is right now, we don't even talk about products. We don't talk about users. We don't talk about retention. And that's because they're pretty much non-existent in crypto. It's still this infrastructure laying period. But that, my friends, is going to change dramatically. And so what you all need to be sniffing around for, and I believe is the biggest possible shift in collective mindset and valuations for these projects and these products, is a shift towards boomer metrics, a shift towards user acquisition, user retention, and a shift towards mass adoption. The reason why I'm so bullish on NFTs and gaming is because it's ready. It's ready for product market fit. It's no longer in the innovation zone. As Yatsu would say, it's in the early adopter phase where it's starting to truly go mainstream. I mean, we see NFTs being experimented with by every major content creator, brand, celebrity, literally sports team, you name it. NFTs are the hottest thing since sliced bread because they can attract users. But the biggest holy grail of this will be NFT gaming, at least until we have fully VR metaverse stuff, but that's still a while away. So what I want to say is, as we come into this next phase, obviously, all these coins are going to pump. We have this amazing, amazing bull run in front of us. And during that time, little bonus alpha here, the reality is IDOs will become a super hot trend again. Because when projects hit the market, bots will go ahead and scoop them up. So the desire to have some kind of community built that isn't just a couple of bots, that's very attractive for projects. It's very important for projects to be able to get community members from the right communities into these projects, and that they're not buying the top of a bot pump. So the reality is that these IDOs are going to take flight once again. And we saw the proliferation of IDO mania throughout the early part of the year, and it'll happen again. Now, of course, you're smarter this time. You know that most IDOs struggle to keep their initial prices. So you're going to be good, you're going to be smart, and you're going to know that if you do buy a coin as soon as it drops on the market, you should know that the coin is probably going to drop in value. So you should know that you're taking that risk, that most of these coins drop dramatically in value. If there is a project that you really want to get into that's in IDO mode, you should try to get into the IDO, and that would require you having the IDO, the Launchpad tokens. So Launchpads are probably going to come back like wildfire, and I would anticipate that this will become another smoking hot trend. Now, of course, we've been seeing a lot of people announcing gaming launchpads, like failed launchpads trying to announce that they're now a gaming launchpad. And I just laugh because the infrastructure is, let's just say that there's going to be much bigger entities bringing real products to market. And there's going to be a lot of people trying to jump onto this metaverse gaming trend, something that I've been covering and predicting for years and have built the infrastructure for these projects to succeed with the team at Superfarm. So the projects that are just rushing into this for cash grabbing, trying to hop on the hype, yeah, sure, they might have one or two projects that they attract, but I'm not even fully convinced these projects know what a good game is. Gaming's a really hard industry. It's a really hard industry where most projects do fail. So just because there is a game doesn't mean it will succeed. Like I said with the episode with Alex Becker yesterday, you need to be ready to flip a lot of these game coins knowing that mass adoption for a lot of these games will be extremely hard. However, these products, if you look under the hood and see their users, see the retention, see the amount of people it can attract, the true community, the actual boomer metrics behind them, specifically with games, but literally any project, any product, whether it's an e-commerce product, whether it's a social product, a chat app, whatever it is, if it is in the crypto space and it has exciting user metrics, that's a sign that you could be at the beginning of a true snowball. And even if it's kind of expensive, meaning 50, 100 mil market cap, the reality is, if it's holding and growing users, if it is performing in the traditional ways that we look to evaluate and place valuations on products in the tech sector, meaning if we were comparing this to a Snapchat or an Instagram or some kind of traditional app, air quotes, then what we'd want to see for sure is those metrics. And if those metrics are showing in a crypto product, remember the exponential growth curve with Metcalfe's law that would apply to these networks. So it's not just the revenues that we're looking at, it's the actual economy, the exponential economy that can be grown. So if a product is holding and growing users, attracting new users, has virality, has good K factor, these are metrics that you can look for. It's not things that I expect you to understand right now because I spent years and years researching this to actually become proficient and to become fluent in this language. And I suggest you do the same. There's some amazing books out there, The Lean Startup, Hooked. There's a huge canon of startup literature. And to really understand the journeys of these companies, I highly encourage you guys to check out those books. It's never bad to read and to educate yourself. As Andreas Antonopoulos said, investing in yourself is the one investment you can never lose on. And I believe in that. So as you go forward and you look at this next wave of products, understand that some of these might gain some astronomical values, but if they're having the right metrics behind them and they have the right stuff to justify a holding and growing product user base, then it could be the beginning of the next titan of industry, the next Facebook, the next Snapchat, the next Google. You want to see these metrics. And what you will see, in my opinion, is the first hit product, which I don't believe exists yet in crypto. We don't have a hit product unless you're talking about MetaMask and Ethereum, which, I would argue that that's not necessarily a hit product as much as a utility. But regardless, what we'll see is that the first real hit product that is built on a crypto framework will gain astronomical and exponential value, even compared to its Web 2 components, its Web 2 counterparts, such as the Facebook, Apple, Netflixes, all those. The reality is that tech in this sector will have exponential value increase, and that trying to compare market caps of coins to market caps of stocks with companies, I believe, is the wrong mentality. It's what you've already seen with Coinbase and their insane astronomical rise of their stock. And then people said, well, this isn't justified. And then all of a sudden, boom, their Q2 earnings came in and we realized, whoa, coin might be way undervalued. And so now we're gonna see this happen with real products besides just trading. Products that are not just for trading coins, but for actually giving you some benefit throughout your day, like the products that really built the backbone of the internet, from social products to utilities like Uber, delivery products like Postmates and those things. We're going to see those types of products and user bases combined with these token economies, and being able to flag those products early, those ecosystems early, is going to be the key, in my opinion, to getting in at Amazon at $1, to getting into Facebook, at $10. Whatever you want to say is the comp. This is going to be life-changing stuff. But in order to really to cut through the noise, to sniff out the good opportunities, you need to first understand the game. And the game is not just TVL or trading volumes or how much it's pumped or, what this consensus mechanism is. These are all justifications for trying to predict the infrastructure that will be most suitable for this product. But the product itself will need to conform to traditional metrics, because the metrics will never change. The internet is about attention. Where you spend your attention is where you spend your time. Where you spend your time, that's where you spend your money. Attention is money, attention is value. And so we need to see where people are spending their time, where people are actually using products. And that's going to be the most important key. That's the big alpha. It's not, I'm not saying, hey, go buy this coin. There's actually an art form here that you can use, not just to invest for the next few months, to invest for the next few decades, because all of this stuff is going to be open and decentralized and accessible to all of us. And it's no longer going to be a thing where you need to be a VC to have gotten an early round into this cool product. No, it's all going to be public. It's all going to be investable from day one. And that's the beauty, as well as the risk, of this world that we're building. And so, as we plow forth, you need to have that VC playbook. You need to have those metrics and those filters by which you can analyze this new and emerging realm of products. And if you don't, you're going to be left behind, because others will notice user trends before you. If you guys got some value out of this, please smash that like button. As always, if you want to find me on Twitter, I'm at Elio Trades. I'm about to hit 250,000 on Twitter. I'm going to be doing a giveaway over there on Twitter, so make sure you go follow my Twitter so you don't miss the giveaway. I'm going to be giving away some Ethereum. Make sure you go over there. And finally, I wanted to say I have a new post. I'm going to be publicizing it for a chief sort of strategy officer, my right-hand man here, or woman, on the channel, to help me completely optimize what's going on here at Elio Trades. We're growing really fast. There's going to be a big team here. And I want someone who really wants to grow what we're doing here to be a global media project. So far, like I said, it's just been me grinding every single day trying to bring this value to you guys, as well as run the other projects. And at a certain point, you outgrow the ability to do everything yourself. And now it presents an amazing opportunity. So I couldn't be more excited to bring someone from this community in to be working with me directly. I think it'll be a life-changing opportunity for whoever comes on. And as always, we are writing history right now, and it's an absolute pleasure to be doing it with you all. Hope you guys are having a happy and healthy day wherever you are. Hope you have a great weekend. You can find me on Twitter again at Elio Trades, and I'll see you very soon in the next episode. Take care, everybody.